wrestling, I did something really intelligent as a junior and senior. I didn't want to wrestle guys that were 6'5" and 300 pounds.
I wish I was 6'5", to be honest.
Okay. And I wanted to wrestle the guys that I could manage. As a freshman and sophomore, I'd shoot in, pick a guy up, put a half in, maybe a standing cradle, and set him on his back and pin him. So as I was growing, I think I was 210 as a junior, 222 as a senior. I cut to 185. I would abuse X-Lax, water pills, Lasix. I was bulimic, and I was really sick. I cut 37 pounds. If I stood sideways, I looked like a sheet of paper because I was so thin. So even at that age of 17 and 18, I was almost a professional athlete already, and ready to do total extremes to my body to be able to win. In football, I was the biggest kid on the team, but I was the fastest. What do? You put him in the backfield and hand him the ball. They figured out as a sophomore, we won 10 games. I was the nose guard. And they saw me as a freshman take the ball out of a guy's hands and go 75 meters the other way and score. So they said, okay, we're going to give you the ball. And we went 10-0 as a sophomore. And then as a junior and senior, being the biggest on the team, our heaviest lineman was about 90 kilos. And I was 227, well over 100 kilos. We were undefeated. They just gave me the ball, and I just plowed through. I tried to play college ball, and it didn't work out for me because they wanted to move me into the line. And I was an all-state, the best fullback in my high school career, so I wanted to play where the glory was, scoring touchdowns, and they didn't want me to play there. So after about 3 years, I just said, hey guys, I got a couple chances to play professional football. That really didn't work out for me. When I went into one, we'll talk about a lot of injuries later. I was just 8 weeks before trying to play with Green Bay. I did the steel bar band, and they gave us cold rolled steel. They told us to practice with hot rolled steel, which, if you guys know much about metallurgy, I mean, like this metal is pretty rock solid stuff. It's incredibly durable and strong. Cold roll is like spring steel. You can't bend it. You can't do much with it. I didn't care. I just pushed, and exploded the side of my shoulder. My pectoral came off. My deltoid came off. Third day of football practice, my bicep came off. I jammed my thumb. I twisted my knee. They said, "Welcome to the NFL." Yeah. I'm in an ice tub up to my chin, and they go, "Hey, Bill, you don't make the club in the tub." And I said, "Yeah, I got a no cut, baby." So my chiropractor put so many guys back on the field for the coach called Bart Starr that he said, "Bill needs a chance to try to play pro." He said, "I'll give him a no cut contract." A couple of problems when I went into trying to play football. I have $50,000 in the bank from the strongman shows, and I was driving a new Porsche, and I was injured. I wasn't hungry, so I stuck around for a few weeks and then just quit and went back into the gym business. My gym was doing $600,000 a year at the time, so I was in okay shape. The carryover was your question about from sport to lifting. Yeah, back in those 70s, we didn't really lift weights. There was a little bit. The first time I walked into the gym as I was recruited at Wisconsin University at 18 years old, I'd never seen a deadlift before. I took 2 plates, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. I did 600 pounds that day, and I'd never seen a barbell. So, but how did I get that kind of power and strength? I worked for a tree trimmer. Oh, this is a horrible story that I tell. The man in my family, any of you ever had an uncle or a friend who kind of would maybe meet you after school and offer you a ride home and take you out in the woods? So I told this story to some strength coaches, and I just kind of started to seal it. I go, we were out there for a couple hours. Man, the abuse. As we came back to town, he drove by my house. I just wanted to get out of the truck because my butt really hurt. Still just straight face. When we got to the dump, we had this big load of brush on the back, and he said, get out. I wasn't sure why he didn't just push in the clutch, pull out the plunger, and lift the hydraulic. And then I realized I was the one that was gonna dig down and grab the big branch on the bottom and lift until this whole thing tilted, and then he popped the clutch, and we dumped this load of brush. While we were in the woods, he taught me a few things. Not to cry. Not to tell anyone. No, actually, he taught me how to work. He said, don't look up, don't look down, don't talk, just work. Tell yourself it's easy, you like it, there's no weight. He would cut tree chunks, and I would usually have to carry him 50 meters more up to the truck, because he got all of his work around the lakes, where nobody wanted to go in and do the work, and cut all the trees that are hanging over and the rest. And he said, when you come back from the truck, you run. And I grabbed a branch in each hand, and I started up the hill. He said, drop those. I cut them so you could put 5 on one side and 5 on the other side. You reach to the bottom, pick them up, haul ass to the truck, load them, heavy towards the back. Those big branch down to the bottom that you're gonna lift later, and then forward with rakings and stumps towards the front. Imagine him not realizing he was training the world's strongest man future by cutting these chunks and then pressing up over the sideboard and into the truck. So we get to the dump. He tells me to get out and dig down to that tree on the bottom. He was the greatest strength coach that I ever met. He looked like a shredded frog again. He was a squirrel. He went up, we had 2 trees on a Saturday morning. We got there at 8 o'clock. How many hours do you think it took us to cut down these 2 trees? They're about this big, maybe 12, 15 meters tall. Anybody got a guess?
I'd still be there.
45 minutes?
42 seconds.
Well, one kid in the school got pretty close. He said, you left by 10 at night, just at dark. I go, bingo, that's close, but it wasn't dark. We got there at 8, we cut down 2 trees, loaded them up and left by 10 o'clock in the morning. The guy really taught me how to work. So then comes the thought process that, welcome,
Hiya.
my team,
Morning. Willie.
Rockland Company. Oh, thank you. Find a comfortable spot, guys. Thanks for trying it out.